So I've been getting a lot of requests to do a video on neighborhoods in Portland. Kind of like which ones are good to move to. So with the experience that I have and some research, I came up with a list. I took things like crime rates, schools, amenities, price, traffic, and the general feel of each neighborhood that I've pretty much gained through experience, having friends that live in the different neighborhoods. Some places may have been left off the list that you feel should be on it, but you know, there's a lot of these neighborhoods have really great stats in one department and maybe 2 or 3 that kind of suck. So here's my top 10 neighborhoods in Portland, Oregon. Number 10. Goose Hollow. Goose Hollow barely made this list. A couple reasons why. It's really pricey, it's really overcrowded, and with overcrowded comes number 3, zero parking. But it is walking distance from everything. The Max rail system, Providence Park where the Thorns and the Timbers play. It's close to great pubs and music venues. It's got a lot of things around there. It's not too far from Forest Park, go for a hike, Washington Park, the zoo's right there. But with its accessibility to downtown and its gorgeous Portland views, it makes it a pretty nice place to live. It has a mix of old homes and giant apartment buildings, even some older apartment buildings. It's probably better suited for couples or individuals that make a pretty good living. Probably not the best place for kids, no matter how much money you make. Number 9. Overlook. Number 9 is Overlook. That's actually a neighborhood, not just a thing you do. This is a growing little hood that it's a little bit secluded, but never fear, it's a very good place to live. Home prices and rent aren't crazy like other areas in Portland. They've jumped, don't get me wrong, but just not as bad as other neighborhoods. They have tons of shops and eateries. And speaking of eateries and food, Fire on the Mountain. It's a wing place. You have to eat there. Its chicken wings they're so good. The other cool thing about this place is it's just convenient. As far as commuting goes, you can drive, bike, or even walk to downtown. Nearby shops. It's right next to another really cool neighborhood called Kenton. So Overlook is a really nice place to live, and they have the Overlook Bluffs right there, which is a nice place to watch sunset. Number 8. Downtown Portland. Here's the big difference between Portland's downtown and most other cities' downtown areas. Portland's is actually pleasant. Not only are there plenty of shops, restaurants, and parks, but beautifully designed buildings. And here's a surprise, it also is one of the safest places in terms of both violent and total crimes, as far as the downtown goes. The only drawback is all this comes at a price. The median home price here is nearly $500,000. On the plus side though, renting is relatively affordable compared to other cities with, let's say, the same type of lifestyle. That's right, I'm talking to you, San Francisco. And of course, with being downtown, the Max is right there, the river's right there. There's a lot of things to do in downtown Portland. Not just downtown Portland, any downtown. But this one, you're pretty safe. Number 7. Richmond. Jumping back across the river, you have Richmond. Almost 18,000 people live in this neighborhood, which, for a Portland neighborhood, that's a lot of people. It's one of the 3 most populous neighborhoods on this list. So why exactly is everyone clamoring to live in Richmond? Well, first of all, it has some of the best shops, coffee houses, and live music venues. It's a good place for families, but it's also a good place for young urbanites. Another thing, leave your car in Iowa or Wyoming or Arizona, wherever you're coming from. With Division and Hawthorne running right through Richmond, public transit is everywhere. And if you don't know by now, public transit in Portland is one of the best in the country. Number 6. Alameda, or as they call it in Southern California, Alameda. Of all the neighborhoods that I looked at, Alameda came in as one of the best educated and one of the wealthiest. With a median household income of over $100,000, It's kind of a pricey neighborhood. But before you move on to the next one on the list, take a look at this cozy, family-friendly neighborhood. Alameda has no commercial or industrial businesses. It is all residential. And in the handful of times that I've been in this neighborhood, I've never seen one rundown home. Every neighborhood usually has something like that. Everyone's got the hillbillies that live at the end of the street and they've owned the property because it's been passed down for 4 generations. Yeah, we've all seen those. I couldn't find one in there. Just last week I was driving around there while I was working on this list and I decided to turn in. I went up and down a couple of the streets looking for a bad house. Couldn't really find one. It's a really nice place. Number 5. Irvington. Just south of Alameda is Irvington. Irvington is a kind of beautiful neighborhood that people dream about living in. This place is like an HGTV test site, I kid you not. It's primarily a residential area like Alameda, with an average home price of about $470K. Kind of pricey, but still. It doesn't have any real shops or anything like that, but on its southern border you've got restaurants, pubs, shops, and other amenities. Much like Alameda, it's hard to find a run-down house in Irvington. This is another really, really nice neighborhood. Number 4. Mount Tabor. Mount Tabor is a dormant volcano in the middle of a major city. That's right, exactly what I just said. It's a volcano in the middle of Portland, Oregon. But the good news is, it's surrounded by a really cute neighborhood. And Mount Tabor, the park, has all kinds of really cool stuff. It's giant, it's on a hill, a lot of hiking, a lot of biking, has an outdoor amphitheater, plenty of picnic areas, multiple sports courts. It's nice. If you're just looking for a pleasant stroll in a neighborhood, this neighborhood has great views of Mount Hood. And Mount Tabor hosts the Adult Soapbox Derby every year. It's kind of weird, and it's totally Portland. Mount Tabor is probably one of my favorite neighborhoods. Number 3. Northwest Portland. This neighborhood in Portland is one of the city's most populous and popular neighborhoods. With about 20,000 residents, it has a good mix of single and multifamily homes. With more people, you get more shops, more pubs, and better restaurants. Normally, you also get more crime. Not here in Northwest Portland. It has a very low crime rate. So really, it's safe, it's charming, throwing a whole bunch of great food, walkable streets, and a Trader Joe's, and you have the dream of most young urbanites. Northwest Portland, a little big too. The only thing I don't like about it, a lot of curvy roads. You can get lost up there if you don't know the neighborhood. Number 2. Laurelhurst. With its curvy tree-lined roads and extravagant homes, Laurelhurst is one of the most attractive neighborhoods in the city. At its center is Laurelhurst Park, which has a gorgeous pond hidden in some trees. This is another one of those places it's hard to find a rundown house. If you're looking to buy a fixer-upper, look elsewhere. It ain't happening in Laurelhurst. And number 1. Hillsdale. Hillsdale has some of the lowest crime rate in the city. The average high school graduation is about 96%. Plus, residents here have some of the highest income in the city. But numbers aren't everything. The reason you'll love this neighborhood is the family vibe. It's beautiful nature, old homes, and there's a hush that comes over this neighborhood in the evening. It's a great place to just walk with your family. And most of all, it's just a great place to raise your family. If you were looking to buy a home in Portland, my advice is look here first, and then work your way down, because that's what you'd be doing. The Hillsdale is the greatest neighborhood we have here. You might find a better home in other places, but you won't find a better neighborhood. That's why Hillsdale is number 1. Well, that's it. That's my top 10 neighborhoods to live in Portland, Oregon. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you hit that like button. Leave me a comment. Tell me where you think I was wrong. Tell me which neighborhoods you think are better. I'd love to hear your opinion. My next one's probably going to be on suburbs, so stay tuned for that. Have a great day. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for me.
I could see for miles, miles, miles. 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 Christmas night, past the light, the halo bright. We smoked discreet.